It's been a minute since we've heard that bass hit. The Fire Zone Show. We are back. We are back after taking some time after the regular season and the playoff game. From
that hurt my feelings in the playoffs. That really did.
Hurt a lot of people.
I was in before we do the internet. I was in Ocean City watching the game. I was there for the whole weekend, and I watched Jacksonville game. Watched it all the way through. It was an awesome game. But as soon as I forget who it was, I think it was Trevor Lawrence who dove over the pile with the ball stuck out.
Don't do it.
And I told my friend, I was like, you know what's going to happen tomorrow, right?
Don't do it.
As soon as he started to do it, I was like, oh my God, no. But
don't do it. And when you started talking about the diving and sticking the ball out, I was like, you know what? So it's a game, right? Number one, that's the first thing. It's an actual game, and you're like, okay, even without Lamar, this is a game, and is trending a little bit more than that. Like, oh, they could win this. They might win this, and then that happens. And it's like all of the air goes out of that thing. It's gone. It's gone. Because you're like, that was it, man. Because it would have been one thing. It still would have been bad if they knocked the ball out and recovered it down there, right? They would have got it, but they would have been backed up. And that's one.
They hadn't moved the ball They hadn't moved the ball since about 4 minutes left in the second quarter. After that one drive to start the third quarter, there was nothing. They couldn't move the ball. They could not offensively because their offensive line was terrible because they were all hurt.
But then to turn that into points, just a backbreaker. Just a backbreaker. It shows you, just a reminder. We talk about that, how fine the line is in the NFL, particularly in the playoffs.
Speaking of that, who's not to say that Anthony Brown won't be fighting for that number 2 spot?
Well, you know what?
I'm just saying. He's got a bigger arm. He fits the new offensive coordinator's mindset, which is pushing the ball down the field. Just saying.
Well, we were just talking about Stetson Bennett, right, at Georgia, and how we were saying, hey, if you can manage the game and not make mistakes, you can go somewhere, in terms of a career. Certainly in college, but even in the NFL, even if you end up being kind of like a career backup, you can still hang around for a long time just by doing that. And so that's kind of the thing for me with Snoop, is like, when he doesn't make mistakes, okay, we're right in that square of being a game manager, can keep you in it, but it's not going to lose it for you. But when you make mistakes, that's a whole different deal. Right.
And he makes those wild mistakes, not just a mistake. He put it on the ground and he recovered it. No, it is extra.
Yeah, points the other way. That's the problem. That is a major problem.
That is a major problem.
Yeah. So that'll be something to watch for sure. But let's start there. That's a good segue. I mean, the people probably looking at the title of this, and they see Trenton Simpson film session. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to the Trenton Simpson thing. But like I said, it's been a while since we've been on. Before we get into some of these other topics, just about, player acquisitions and, draft, whatever. How have you been, man? We have not done this in a while. How's everything been?
It's been wild. It's been crazy. But you do the best you can with what hand you dealt, and a lot of these companies are, laying off a lot of people, and I happen to be one of them. But you gotta forward and stay positive, because eventually, just like Tom Hanks and Jamie Foxx say, the good times don't hang around. But they ain't gonna hang around forever.
No.
Bad times, nothing Simpson's gonna hang around forever. So got to stay on that positive mindset and keep pushing, right?
Absolutely. Change is the constant. That's the one thing that's a
Absolutely.
constant is change. And, that mindset is key. You and I have been talking about some, I mean, we haven't done this publicly where people have seen us, but it's not like you and I haven't talked. So,
Right.
we both got different things going on in life, right? Kind of different ends of the spectrum. But it's
Right.
like, hey, change is involved in both situations, and it's like, okay, you can sit where you are, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
you can keep going forward. That's you can't stay here. Okay, you get here. Everybody gets there. It's part of life, but you can't stay there. You gotta get up. You gotta take that next step, and you gotta keep moving forward. So in our
Absolutely.
own ways, different ways, but we're both trying to keep it pushing, trying to keep it moving forward. So, um, but we're here. And
We
that
are.
says a lot in and of itself. We're still here. We're healthy enough
Still
to be
kicking.
here. Yeah. So that says a lot, right there. So defense. That's what this show is about. If you haven't
Yes.
been here before, if you haven't watched this, if this is your first time checking the Fire Zone show out, I think have we done this for 2 years or just 1 year? It's starting to blend together.
2 years, I think. We kind
Yeah,
of
I think.
putted around the first year, then we got serious last year.
Yeah, yeah. Last year, then we hit them all. I think we hit them
Yeah.
all. I don't know if we missed a game last year. Maybe one. I might have missed a game.
I think around the bye week.
I'm known to miss games. That is a known thing about me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but we got serious, like you said, and we hit a stride, and we're going to try to continue, to do that going forward. But it's been some things kind of happening defensively for the Ravens as of late. Of course, the draft just happened last weekend, and they took three defensive players. Trenton Simpson, one of the ones we're going to talk about tonight. Tavius Robinson, kind of outside linebacker, pass rusher, and Caillou Blue Kelly, a corner. So bolstering the defense a little bit. And EDC at one of those draft conferences, because they have one like after every round. One of the ones he said this was the plan going into day two was to address the defense. So they did that. I think just today, either today or yesterday, they signed cornerback Rock Yasin, who played with the Raiders last season. So they're addressing some things on the defensive side of the ball because it feels like on the offensive side of the ball, people have heard about Odell and we know about Lamar signing his deal because that all was just the press conference for that was today. And of course, everybody's excited to kind of see that happen and get that done. And Nelson Aguilar, Todd Monk, we hear about all the things going on off, and they've signed a bunch of their own guys back too. Over the offseason so far. But defensively, just kind of snapshot where they are right now, because obviously ain't nobody touched no grass yet. So there's a long way to go. How are you feeling about how things are starting to kind of shape? You're starting to see pictures shape up a little bit. I mean, like I said, we got to go through all the offseason stuff, camp, preseason games, and then you'll have a much better feel. But just in terms of the personnel that they're bringing in, kind of starting to see the picture a little bit. Lost Calais. I should mention that. Calais went on to the Falcons. Big loss. Big shoes to fill. What do you think? What do you think? How is it starting to shape up to you?
I love it. I am they are buying 100% on what Mike McDonald wants in terms of types of body types, flexibility and personnel, with multiple people being able to play multiple spots. So you don't have to change personnel to come and give away what you're doing. Wink. Sorry. Something got caught in my throat.
Yeah. Happens.
I I think they knew they needed to get younger on the defensive line. They understand, obviously, that the money is being spent on the off. Yes, they paid Roquan, but
They did.
other than that, whoever they've paid Marcus Williams, They've paid Roquan. Now they've got the back end set. They've got the linebacker set. And everybody's worried about a pass rush, but let's take a look at what they have up front. I mean, they got bodies on top of bodies, and they have to figure it out. They have to figure out which one of these young guys is ready to rock and roll. You can't always gonna bring in a vet. We know they're gonna bring in most likely a pass rushing vet, but if one of these young guys starts to stand out, if that's Bowser coming back fully healthy with a full year, you've got Owe, who's now finally, after 2 years in the league, he's going to have a full offseason. He's going to be healthy throughout that full offseason. And he's in a defense where he's not learning 8 different positions because everybody's hurt. So he's going to have his legit first offseason where he's learning one spot. So you got him. You got Ajabo who's coming back off of injury. You've got, I forgot about Delvin Hayes when I looked at the thing the other day. I was like, he's buried that.
I forget about him all the time. But he's still here.
He's buried that ass. He's still here. And then you've got the big boys down there in the trenches. You got Washington. You got Matabike. You've got Travis Jones, who was just looking for more reps, looking for snaps. He's hungry. It's all there up front. You got to figure it out what it is. And I think Mike McDonald understands what he has up front. He's got a bunch of hungry dogs ready to just get after it. And best man's going to win. He's going to have best snaps. And then you move to the linebackers. I mean, that's going to be a dogfight all spring, indeed, all summer. Those 3 and 4 spots, because they're only going to carry 4, because they're going to most likely have to carry 7 wide receivers because of the type of offense they're probably going to run, and the fact that you've got Beckham Jr., who's coming off of an injury. You've got Bateman, who's coming off of an injury. So that's the top guys. You want them to be healthy, but you can't go into camp and go into the season think you're going to carry 5 or 6, and be happy. So obviously they're only going to carry 3 tight ends. So that's why you saw the draft that you had. You had the dude from Ole Miss, who I am infatuated with. His motor don't stop.
Nah, that dude.
That dude don't stop.
All gas, no break.
No break. That man come off the corner. You better not pump fake. If he didn't get there in the first swim, he's still coming.
But you before you go on, that point you made about the inside linebackers, I was just looking, right? Because you can look at all the guys who are under contract right now. It is going to be a dogfight because we know about Rowe, we know about PQ for as it stands now. I know a lot of people still thinking, oh, they drafted.
He ain't getting traded. He ain't getting moved.
We're just talking about what the picture looks like today. But then you start to look behind that. I just mentioned Simpson, who they just drafted. Malik Harrison, Delshon Phillips, Christian Welch, Josh Ross. Somebody got to go.
Two probably have to go.
Yeah, now they
probably have to go.
Yeah, now they may end up back on the practice squad, so they may still be with the team ultimately. But in terms of the active roster, some folks got to go. And when you listen to those names, aside from Simpson, who's a new guy they just drafted, these are guys, and Phillips, who they brought in midway last year, somewhere around there. These guys, Christian Welch been here. Josh Ross, unsigned guy from last year, undrafted. I shouldn't say unsigned, undrafted free agent guy, but who played in Michigan, so McDonald knows him. And then Malik. We were talking about Malik earlier. Malik, he going into the last year of his contract. So
what do you do with it? Do you move him outside?
I mean, they've tried different things.
He's always bounced around because of so many injuries, and you didn't have You didn't have a stud next to Queen who could allow Queen to be Queen. Well, now you have that. So now you have, just like Oweh, now you have a guy you can go into the offseason and say, listen, you're going to play outside linebacker. You're going to rush the passer. That's what you need to learn. There's no spot for him inside.
Yeah. I can see it.
Because
I can see it.
You're going to keep Phillips because he's a special teams demon.
Yeah, him and Welch, that's what they do.
That's one spot. Those two guys are going head to head for one spot.
Yeah, two dogs.
And then on the other side, you got Ross and who am I missing? And Harrison. It depends on you throw Harrison and the you know, you're just like, okay, depth is nice.
And if you're Malik, you might kind of be open to that a little bit, playing a little more outside backer because you're trying to stay on this team. And you know, like you just said, it's crowded in that inside backer room. And you look at him, just, you know, we all know, you know, just physically, you can picture him 6'3", almost 250 pounds. I mean, he's just built different than some of these other inside backer types that they got. And, you know, he's played outside at various times a little bit sparingly, but you know, sometimes, like you say, you gotta be willing to do some different things when when the numbers start to get like they look like they might get. Now, of course, we always gotta say this: injuries can change everything.
Absolutely.
You know, these guys start getting on the field and guys get dinged up or whatever. Sometimes most of the time, I would say most years, that clears the picture up. Like, we're always having these discussions early on, and guys, you know, start practicing and guys start getting dinged up and the picture gets cleared up, you know, just because that's the way it goes. But as it looks right now, like you said, somebody, maybe two somebodies are probably going to have to go, at that spot. But anyway, I know I cut you off. You was going through the rest of the stuff. So we talked about up front. We talked about the backers. A little bit about the secondary. We talked about the corners and the safety, but corner is going to be interesting too. Behind, you know, the front line dudes. Obviously, we know Marlon is there. Opposite Marlon, I think that's up in the air right now. You know, Brandon Stevens, maybe a little bit of the inside track just because he's done it here in that role, but they may not want him outside. You know, we don't know.
No.
He signed Rockison, but it's not like they signed him to a huge deal. It's not like what they were talking about paying Darius Slay, you know, when that was reported. I mean, talking about $13-14 million. This was a 1-year deal with a max of up to $6 million. I think it's like a base, like 1 million. And then there's like incentives and stuff that can get it up. So it'd be interesting. Then you got the young guys from last year. Got Pepe, Jalen Armour-Davis, are in that mix. They drafted Caillou Blue Kelly. We talked about him. He's in that mix. Darius Washington from last year. However you see him, safety, nickel, you know, whatever you see him there. So that's going to be interesting too. Kind of how that shakes up too, because it's similar in some ways to the inside backer. Like, hey, everybody, there's not a spot for everybody.
No, there's not. And I will say this. Brandon Stevens probably gonna be a safety. I think it's his best position.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I think he'd be a stud next to Marcus.
I left out Trayvon Mullen too. My bad. Trayvon Mullen, Lamar's cousin, dude they brought from the Raiders.
Yeah, you got bodies upon bodies. I think JAD is, if I was on that team, I'd probably be moving him to safety as well. That's why I think Geno's spot is safe in a sense, because those two guys are better than him off the hash.
Yeah, who's going to step into that role, right? Because Chuck is gone, and so, you know, Chuck, every down guy, every snap guy, somebody's got to step, you know, into that role. So that's that's going to be interesting.
Well, that's why you draft Simpson, and everybody's going to say, "Oh, he plays Queen." No, he's not. No. You need to go watch tape on Mr. Simpson and understand that he's really a clone of Hamilton. And he's actually, what is he, about an inch shorter than him?
Yeah,
Probably
he's
weighs a little bit more.
6'2", 235.
Yeah,
Hamilton's
weighs a little bit more
6'4",
than
and
Hamlin. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
215 or whatever. But he
yeah,
moves like
6'2".
a safety. Mr. Simpson moves like a safety. And I was this today. We were talking about this and made me realize that I played this defense when I was at Navy Prep way back in the day. We played and I played what Hamilton played, which is like what we call a weak safety. You all went to the field, wide side to the formation. However, nothing can get outside of you. Your job is to turn everything back. You couldn't be like a door where you just kind of swing open and let everything come in the alley. You have to squeeze everything. It's squeezed, but you can't let anything outside because you are outside contained. To Trent Simpson is. He is an outside dude who is, I will give him an A in coverage. He understands routes. He understands coverage. His hips. He is one of the most fluid college linebackers, if you want to call that. Because if I say college linebacker, I mean he should have been a safety. He's just too big to be a safety in the college game. But his cover skills and his ability, very smart dude. He understands football. And that's very key. He understands what guys are trying to do to him, how it works. He is rarely out of position. Now, when he's in position, sometimes he becomes Velcro, but that can be worked on. His hands are a little inconsistent at times, but at least he uses them.
Okay,
some people in this league don't use their hands at all.
Plus, we don't have to name names. I know what you're trying to do. Not necessary.
No. Yeah, the secondary is going to be very interesting because I think Pepe was coming on at the end of the year, and he played very well. Rock's coming in, and then I did some digging and was reading up on him today. He had career best in everything last year. I think his completion percentage towards him was 6%. He was number one on the Raiders. Josh McDaniel just trying to. I think he was a product of trying to get rid of everything that was John Gruden and Mike Mayock. I think they were just trying to clean house of all that mess, and they let some good football players walk out the door. And when I listened to him speak yesterday, yes, this is a prove-it deal for him. But I don't think the Ravens are going to let him walk out the door if he's halfway through the season and he's a baller. He's going to get a contract extension.
Yeah. Because he's still relatively young.
He's 26.
Too.
Yeah, 25, 26.
I know people kind of been pointing to that. They're like, yeah, he's young, but he's on his third team already. So what's up with that? Hey, sometimes, with certain guys, like the fit just is not there for whatever reason.
The scheme in Indianapolis was horrible for him.
And they traded him. So it's not like he got cut. He got traded to the Raiders, and then the Raiders, released him. But
the Colts defense was and always will be a cover 2, cover 3 shell. That's not what he does best. He is a bump and run Marlon Humphrey type corner. He's gonna beat you up at the line of scrimmage. And he's very physical about it, and he's got good recovery speed. So if you go back and look at all the corners in Michigan and what Mike McDonald likes in his corners, that's Rock.
Yeah. Well, look, that's a perfect segue. I'll take it back a little bit because you were talking about Trenton. We'll use that. You were talking about Trenton, and is he linebacker? Is he weak safety? How are they using him in college? What do we think they'll do with him in the NFL? Let's look at the film. Let's look at what
Yes.
they were doing in college. And we're going to start. We wanted to do a game in 2021 and a game in 2022 because they changed defensive coordinators, went from Brent Venables in 21 to Wes Goodwin, who had been on their staff. He was linebacker coach before, position coach in 21. But you can see a change, right? And I'm not going to get into a whole big description of it because you'll see it on the film. You'll see some different usage, some different alignments, and kind of gets the wheels turning in your brain a little bit. So let's start off in 2021. I think this first one is going to be against Boston College. We can get ourselves out of here and just do that. And here we go. So the little arrow, number 22. Arrow's pretty reliable. Guy who cuts these up. Caddy to the llama. Shout out to Caddy. Pretty reliable, but every now and then the arrow will land on somebody else. So just keep an eye out for that 22. Make sure you're looking at the right guy.
Yes. And also remember, this D line is not very good.
But you can already see just from the jump where he was lining up just on that first play, right? Kind of apexed out. Mm-hmm. There he is a little bit tighter down a little bit, but still, boom, look at that.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Okay. Now, see, here's the thing, though, about this. I don't think I got like the greatest control. Do I? Can I do this? No, I can't do that. I can do this.
That's nice.
I just have to go back.
I would say if he got his hands in here, he could have made the tackle.
Boom. Yeah. Just wreck that dude. We'll see it from the end zone, from the tight.
If he squares him up with both hands as he runs through him, he can make the tackle on the running back.
Coming downhill. Boom.
He was on a mission to take that dude's head off.
You see that? Yeah, you see that head snap back. Like, ooh. Ooh. That's what
he'll come off the edge. There's no question about that.
See, can I do this? What does this do? That makes it bigger. Does that look bigger on your end? Did that do anything or no?
Yeah. I mean, it looks fine either way.
Didn't change anything. Okay, I was wondering. It was full screen on my end. Bang! Look at that snap. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I see what you're saying about the hands and the Velcro.
But he is the tone setter on this defense. I'll say that. He's the only one flying a maniac.
That second defensive snap in the game, and you see what kind of tone he was setting there. It's my head getting snapped back. And we'll just run it through, for those who are doing this with us for the first time. We did some of these last year on certain guys. I think we did one on Josh Ross. We didn't know it at the time, but because we were just doing the Michigan D because McDonald had been hired. And then, like you said, you're watching and this guy keeps flashing. You're like, who's this linebacker? He's making a bunch of plays. And then he ends up becoming a Raven. Here he is now on the line, up on the ball.
Kind of see where I was a little bit of Velcro.
Yeah, let's go back a little bit on that. You also get to see Zay Flowers get overthrown. It's common theme, or at his feet or behind him, wherever. But yeah, there you can see him get into the tackle and didn't have like a real plan there on what he was doing. You'll see it from this angle too. I think it was the tackle. I think this tight end gets out of here. Yeah. Looked like he got tripped too.
Slipped.
Coming off.
He got held
whoever
a
was in
bit.
Whoever was in there.
Nude. Oh my God, he's nude.
Yeah. He's all the way out there. And that happens a lot with we can appreciate that a little bit with Zay too, because obviously he's Ravens first round selection in wide receiver. So you can see a little number 4 down there getting ready to get open here. Ooh, yeah. So that happens a lot. But he also catches a lot of balls and makes a lot of people miss. And pretty fun guy to watch.
My issue with the quarterback is like when you hit your back step right here, just why? Why are you trying to throw him open? Just hit him in the chest.
Yeah, because you can see Zay like, come on, man. Ain't gonna get
just
much
hit him in the
easier than
chest.
that. You can see Simpson again up on the ball. Again, kind of working that edge to his size. Yep.
That's one thing. It's rare to see him out of position. He does his job. He understands what his job is.
Which we love to see,
We
because
love to see that.
sometimes you see instances of people trying to do a bunch of jobs. That usually
Too
doesn't
many.
go well. Usually doesn't go well. We were just talking about that before we started. Seeing too much. Got up the field a little bit here, but let me ask you about this. What do you see when this happens, right?
This is it's 47's issue. This is why he should not be in a football game. It just shouldn't be. You can't get in a wash. You have to understand what the defense is doing to you. And he just, especially with zone, you got to be patient, especially when you're at the backside of the zone. He needs to take a shuffle and be off butt.
Yeah.
He's already over into somebody else's gap. He's just 3 gaps over. It's like, why? Where are you going?
Doing somebody else's job. We just talked about.
Yep.
You've got a job, so just do your job.
Just do it. Yep.
Yeah. You don't have to go get somebody else's job. They have a job too. So you do yours and they do theirs, and things work out pretty well when everybody does their thing. Even if you're not perfect, if everybody's doing what they're supposed to and where they're supposed to be at, you got a pretty good shot.
Good.
Say if we're all wrong, we're all right. But if you're doing something and I'm doing something, and you
right, I want to say this might be the game that Simpson played a little bit of strong safety too. In his drops. He was doing some wild stuff in a couple of these games.
I forget which one it was. I saw one. It was like maybe the first or second snap of the game, and he was playing like a quarter safety. I was like, "What the hell is going on here?"
He dropped from the box. It was a quarter safety. I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, like you said, that's some wink. That's some wink stuff right there. Got somebody up on the line of scrimmage, and they bail into the deep middle. Like, that's doing a lot.
Goodness.
I mean, it looks cool when it happens, but it's like, okay, do we really accomplish anything, or we just?
I mean, even right there, he went through basically 3 guys and almost got to the quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, that's. Look at it again.
I'll take this chip. I'll press you. Yep, there you go.
Yeah. Well, look, if 3 guys got to come and put hands on me, that means they're not putting hands on somebody else.
There you go. And I was making a comment earlier. I was watching a Georgia game. Georgia went away from him half the game. I'm like, nah, we ain't dealing with that.
No, ain't no need to mess with that.
Yeah,
we can go over here to the field, to the boundaries. What you were telling me, we just work this.
We just work this. We stay away from him.
Don't worry about him. So we've already seen early on just a couple different assignments already. Zone dropping, rushing,
looking. Yeah,
you're doing a little bit of everything.
He's down here now on the tight end.
Yeah.
Getting in the mess. See, and that's where you get a little light in the box.
Yeah. So we'll see it from the backside, and we might look at this one at least one more time. But this is one of the things that you were pointing out.
Just a little light.
Yeah. And the hand use,
but that's
like you were saying. Like
it's hand uses, but it's also the call. The defensive call is not very good. You saw the personnel come on the field, and you're stuck in this personnel. So you're not helping him with it, and he's not getting off a block there.
Yeah. So what do you see? Where do you think he's? I mean, it's not like we were sitting here studying Clemson defensive playbook, but where do you think he's kind of lining up here. So is he like Sam? Is he playing Sam? Or
If there's a tight end in place, he has to be the Sam.
Mhm.
He's got to walk up to cover the gap. If there's just one tight end there, then he would be removed like a 2x2 in a sense, like where he
There
is
you go.
now. Because then teams can't get outside of you. They that's why you just see 90% of a lot of teams who play Clemson run weak, because you have the weak safety. Like I said, we played this similar defense at Navy. When you have a weak safety out there by a 2x2, he can't get blocked by a wide receiver because the crackback rules. Can't get cut. Box to start.
Oh, here we go. Getting our hands on the ball. He's up, kind of mugging in this one. B gap.
Yeah.
See that 6'2" and them 32-inch arms.
Absolutely.
come into play there.
He's a
and
good
not to mention this
blitzer from
dude.
the. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, not to mention, I want to say he jumped like 41 inches, 40 or 41. So this dude, he got some bunnies. He can get up.
Yeah, he's a very good blitzer from the outside. Good on stunts, but not a straight up rusher from the inside. Just doesn't have any butt to him. I hate to say it. He's built like a safety from the way.
Yeah, I had some sand in the pants.
But his hips, he can switch him, flip him.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to make that tackle, though.
Yeah, you could see him. He kind of dipping in there.
He hesitated. He
really pulled
he
the
needed
trigger.
to just shoot it. Yeah, he just needed to keep going. He was there. Keep going.
There,
keep going.
And then
keep
it's
going.
like,
You got to keep pressing. Got to keep pressing.
Yeah. He's there, and it's like,
so go wait.
Yeah, because you got to
play
see
my
here.
gap.
Yeah, because you like you talked about, we'll see it again. I don't think 47 is helping him out here at all.
Oh Lord,
because I think he's out. He's out there too. Watch, I think he ends up out there where Simpson is. He's jumping around blocks.
Oh my God, he was the worst. Oh, I can't blame him on that one. Why is he jumping around blocks? Go hit 60. Go hit him in the mouth. Yep, there we go. Whoop. They call him a hold. He actually helped them.
Yeah, maybe in his head he sees himself as somebody else. He's like, you know what? I'm Roquan. I'm gonna slip some stuff and still make the play.
Just no sense.
I'd see himself as a different player.
Just get him off the field.
You know, you gotta play to your strengths, which you do.
I'm just trying to figure out why he's on the field.
I want to say I'd have to look up his number to
Somebody
make sure. I want to know with that, and one of these dudes was related to the DC. I think it was like the DC's kid.
Yo, nepotism on a football team. I would never see that.
One of these, but I got to double check that. I don't want to falsely accuse my man or something, but I thought there was a kid named Venables who played on their defense.
You might be right.
But it might not be at 47. Here, while this is playing, I'm gonna look because I don't want to do my man wrong like that. That's
no. But Simpson,
I got to be a
see him try to get hands. I love it.
Here, let's go back.
I do rerouting the wide receiver. Like I said, he understands pass concepts. He understands depth.
Let's go back just a little bit more. Sometimes I'm gonna overshoot this, folks. So bear with me. I ain't got a clicker. I'm just manually doing this thing. So sometimes we're gonna overshoot the rewind.
My goodness.
Just consider it bonus. You're getting extra film.
Extra love.
When I go back. Okay.
Doesn't reach. Get my hand on him real quick. Gotta love it. Stand on the hash.
We talked about that a lot at one point. I forget who we were talking about, but
Queen
drops. Okay. It's talking about their drops and like, hey, yeah, if you stay there, the ball's coming to you. It will come to you. It will find you, or it won't, because you'll be there and the quarterback will go somewhere else. But if you stay there, the ball, because I think he got a pick in some game. We're like, see, that was exactly how you're supposed to do it.
There he is. Got hands on him a little late, but that's okay. Look at him coming off. Love it.
But you can see again that alignment just on this play. I mean, he's way out there now.
He's a safety.
Yeah, you don't see many inside backers out like that unless
no,
they can.
No,
they
that,
can run.
but he's like, yeah, he's running with these cats.
I mean, he's
running with Zay Flowers up the hash.
Yeah.
Let me get on my Honda. Yep. And then peel off at the end for the late dragger. You gotta respect that.
Yeah, like you said, good eyes. He understands what's going on, kind of where to be and where to have his eyes.
And this will allow Mr. Hamilton to be in the back end if he can handle it.
Which I'm a little uncomfortable with that, but
you and me both. You and me.
But you know, everything changes. These guys aren't static. They get better from year to year, game to game. So.
Now they just go out there and basically put both of them on either side and just leave Marcus Williams the high safety cover. Say beat us.
Okay, see, I did my man wrong. That is James Skalski, Skalski. So you know, like I said, I wanted to check because I said I don't want to.
Could be a cousin.
Falsely accusing anybody. My bad. Make sure I get that cleaned up. Yeah, you just see that. I mean, there, you know, he's kind of reading it out, and maybe that's why. But you see in these offensive linemen when he's lined up and he's kind of doing that, they're getting hands inside first, and he's not.
Look at him right. This is one. Yeah, look at where he is.
Yeah, middle of the field. Like, what we getting ready to do here?
Fine. Yeah.
Is he playing like a robber in the middle of the field?
Yeah, he's robbing. He's got the back in man coverage, but once the back stays, now he's a robber.
Yeah, he turns over saving. He's a rat in the hole.
Yep, rat in the hole. They also knew what was coming too.
Yeah,
that's why they ran it.
Yeah, here we go. We 10 yards off the ball.
What linebacker you watch? No, he's not. No, that's not who he is.
And there's Zay having to go up and trying to save this ball that was thrown 8 feet up in the air.
I tell you what, they were talking about. Oh man, who was I? There was something going on. I was watching something on TikTok about Michigan State, how one of their top receivers transferred out because their quarterback was so bad. And then the second best receiver was like, "Hold up, wait a minute, I stayed either."
Nah.
It rolled out too.
You know those guys were talking about it, and it's like as soon as it comes, one person is like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna get in the portal. I think I'm gonna jump in the portal." The other was like, "Well, shoot, I ain't gonna stay here."
And then the quarterback jumped in the portal.
Everybody got up out of there. Everybody got up out of there.
My 2 top targets I couldn't get the ball to in the first place are leaving.
All right, we see another little inside drop here. Right, got the little stick route on the tight end. Hangs with it.
And looking for help. Yep, love it.
He just looks comfortable dropping.
Very
comfortable. He doesn't look. You see other guys, and they they look uncomfortable out there. I'll just say that. I don't want to beat nobody up. They just look uncomfortable. He does not.
No, nothing in his game makes me uncomfortable. Not a bit. There we go. Stuck on again. I can't get off.
Yeah. And like you said, that's something that can be worked on for sure.
Well, he uses them. He just doesn't know how to disengage. He's got to learn how to rip through. Rip through right there. Rip.
He tried.
Get off.
You see it? You see that hand? He tried. Let me go back.
But that comes from when you play linebacker a lot, you understand you gotta get guys off of you. Where is 47 going?
Right there. He tried to rip that outside arm.
Yeah, you gotta rip through. You gotta bring that left arm chop down, or you gotta rip underneath his hands and his arms and ride so you can make the official have to make a call.
A little better there. A little better. Ball didn't come to him, but just a little better than. It's like you said. He. So you might not be able to see it because it's from behind, but he gets his hands in first, and then he just tears off. He's just like, nah, okay, we're done.
Yeah.
So he's in, and then but he got it. That's got to be more like. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be violent. It's got to be violent.
You gotta be violent with your hands. He's got everything else. He can punch. He uses them.
Yeah, because these guys, some of that to me, I think is mindset too. Like once you got it in your head, like these dudes can't block me. Okay, they can't block me. Then you go out there and you just approach it differently. I remember that's something Calais used to always say. He would tell the other young D linemen, he said, these dudes cannot block you. Okay, they cannot. But if you go out there with this mindset, like we just gonna go and thud it up and fit it up, it's like, no, they can't block you. It just changes.
I remember
your
was he telling that Matt? He was telling Justin Bonamike that. Like, dude, they can't block you.
Yeah, just changes your mindset. Boom. Driving through. I like that.
He ain't scared to hit.
Nah, make them feel you.
Every time.
Make them feel you. Okay, now I think I got to come out of the full screen because I can't get the thing that I want. Let me see. Will we see it here? Let me bring it back a little bit. Because again, just, something you hear Harbaugh preach all the time. Run to the ball. Mm-hmm. Good things will happen. Run to the ball. Boom. And, you get your eyes around and you see that a second earlier, that crosser coming inside, you might separate that dude from the ball.
Well, here's my issue. Why do you have 47 running up the seam?
Yeah.
Where are you going? What defense where I got a safety on the back end?
See, we talked about that, right? That's some of that wink stuff. We're gonna bring the safety down. We're gonna run the inside backer 20 yards.
on third and 6. I can understand maybe 3rd and 15. Getting a little interesting. It's 3rd and 6.
Yeah, there goes the twist inside. We're gonna confuse them. And I'm like, that's not confusing anybody. No. And if the quarterback, if you're probably playing with a little bit better quarterback, a little better O-line, if he gets time to throw to a guy, that linebacker's trying to run with, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
It's going to be a major problem. But, I guess that's why he's doing it.
This is what you saw a lot from the Ravens before Mike McDonald. Run that back.
This one?
Yeah, just the back end. The next one.
Not this, not the linebacker.
Yeah. No, that just, oh my goodness.
That's from 2 years ago. That's what we would have seen 2 years ago. Yeah.
That's why people get fired.
Yeah, 47.
That's why no one plays defense in the Big 12.
You bail to the post.
Because they do this stuff. Hey, if you think I'm being harsh, oh well. Right. But here's what I'm talking about. Pause it. You got 3 guys who have no idea what's going on right now. You had a linebacker, I think it was number 10. His arms were outstretched. Like, what's the call? You got 47, like, I don't know. And then I think the guy at the top of second from the D lineman from the top of the screen, he's lined up wrong. Yeah. That's why the linebacker's like, what's going on? This is what you saw in the Baltimore defense. before Mike McDonald got here.
Hmm.
And this is why Clemson struggled for the last 2 years on defense. Because when you start getting too cute, this stuff happens. And then you got players who don't know what's going on. We got to check to this. We got to check to that. No, just play defense. Play base.
Yeah.
That's why Roquan is who he is. When everything's going to crap, base 2. Play. Everybody goes, okay. But no one's on the field taking charge. That guy's out of position, and you're lucky this dude didn't hit his head on the goalpost.
Yeah.
Because he should have.
That was something I think we talked about. Remember when he said Ed Reed had made.
We're all trying to get people lined out.
Yeah,
like, what?
Yeah. Tennant's guy, like, what are we doing here? And then who was that? 8 just got kicked out the club.
He gets kicked out the club a lot. He likes to guess. He likes to try to swim blocks.
No, I went too far back. I bet. I said, bear with it. Bear with it.
He's an interesting character. Number 3 reminds me of like Derek Barnett. His body type screams that.
So 8, yeah, that 8 is Trey Williams, and 3 Xavier Thomas.
I like 3.
Yeah, 8.
Oh my God, you know. It's not like they like did damage to you. They just said bye.
Now you were already going that way. We just gonna take you there. We just gonna take you there. Okay, we see Trent kind of shooting a gap.
That's where he's at his best.
Let's see. We'll see it good.
Let me line up here and slap. Yeah,
boom! Rip through that inside shoulder and get in the backfield and make a play.
Inside hand and arm free. Beautiful.
Boom. So, like you said, you can see it. You can see that, okay, he's got some tools to do some stuff in the box, but it's inconsistent. That's the word that she said. It's inconsistent.
Yeah. But that comes with the change in coordinator.
Yeah.
Also, the lack of teaching in college sometimes. Looking to do is win football games. They expect you to develop yourself.
Yeah, we'll figure it. We just need you to.
I'm gonna put you here.
Do what we say.
Yeah. And meanwhile, 47 running around having no clue what's going on.
See, he's like a little spy, I think, right there. And then once because I think I saw some of these, and I had to watch it like once or twice because I'm like, why is he kind of just sitting at the line? I guess he's spying. You see all the peeking.
But here's when you don't do your job. The tailback is his man, 47. And instead of taking his man, his eyes go in the backfield. He's chasing ghosts. That's your man. Oh, I'm supposed to. No. Another white jersey across my face. Now we got 2 guys on a tight end dragging one way and nobody on the other one.
Yeah, what I did see was 47, and who else ended up on that tight end? You're right. 2 guys ran with the tight end. Nobody ran with the back. This is the play before. Try to see it from the wide first. See why were those 2 guys both running with the tight end? Guess continues the theme of what you were saying is people not really knowing what they're doing. But let's see, 47 is going to go. The safety's going to go. Nobody goes with the back. Somebody's wrong.
The linebacker. The safety doesn't come down to take running backs. And he's looking around like, no, man, that's yours.
Yeah, he takes the crosser. Safety takes the crosser. Nobody's got the back. Yeah, that's just not sound. It's not sound.
This case, but I love linebackers. And when you just don't play it well, this is why teams struggle in the NFL with linebacker play. Guys just don't know what they're doing anymore.
We've seen a couple instances of that from some of these dudes.
And
good coverage. Coverage here, I think, is coverage sack.
Basically. Yeah, he does. He jumps into his. Made him come off his first read because he was in his spot.
Yep, he saw the little in route coming at him. This one, yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna see the vertical from 2, but then see the end.
Yep,
knows that ain't his. Let the corner and the safety take that. I stay here, and we get a sack.
We make plays.
Yeah. Like you said, when everybody knows their job and then does their job, got a shot to be pretty good on defense.
You don't have to be a superhero.
You do not.
No one on defense has to be a superhero. The quarterback will turn you into a superhero.
If you do your job.
If you do your job. Because eventually he's going to get impatient and try to fit one.
That's what they do. That's what they do. They want to be superheroes too.
Yeah.
So mugging up, rushing again on the back. Kind of gave him a little.
There's where he's got to use his hands more right there.
Yeah, trying to give him a little
toss aside. Yeah, he's got to take that and just walk him back.
Yeah, he tried.
No reason to try to go do something fancy.
Torque him, watch you hit him right here. Try to torque him a little bit.
Now, just walk him straight back, right into the quarterback's lap.
Yeah, that's the mindset thing. That's the disrespect factor. You trying to block me with a running back? Are you serious?
Are you serious? Are you serious?
You go, like you said, you put him in the quarterback's lap. They won't do it again. Be like, okay, that ain't.
No, they'll make passes like this. There's no reason why he's throwing.
Yeah, that's gonna get you a seat on the bench. Keep that up. Oh, there you go. We found somebody.
I will say this: BC's passing concepts are on point. They just didn't have a trigger man.
Yeah, getting guys open. And it's not like they got a ton of weapons. I mean, you guys say, what about it?
That OC was good at window dressing the guys open.
Here comes Simpson.
Field. Oh, a little too. Who busted coverage?
I thought I thought he was going to get the QB on that one. Because he's coming. And I'm like, if he dips under it and can turn, but he kind of lost his footing. Yeah, that must be that little tight end leak. People have been running that for a minute. I think he leaks out. I don't know who dropped him. Yeah, he comes from the other side and leaks out.
47 dropped him.
Oh, well.
No, you can see him stop in the middle of the field and be like, oh,
is that my? Oh, okay.
Right. There he goes.
Right here. He's
right by his face.
Oh. He's like, oh. That wasn't a run? Oh, okay.
It's like the unwritten rule at linebacker. If you ain't getting hit or hitting someone or someone running by you, you did something wrong.
Yeah, something is wrong. You shouldn't have been like, were you butt naked in the middle of the field like him, looking around?
Something is wrong.
Something is wrong. Nobody's coming to you. Nobody try to block you. You just say, I'm just out here, just kind of standing out here. Yeah, it's not a good series. It's not a good series for us right there. Not Simpson specifically. I'm saying defense, not the way we want to do it. Because this guy, I mean, he run into his own blocker in the backfield and still gets it to the end?
Yep.
Runs through another dude.
6 like, who just slammed me like 100 miles an hour to my back?
So let's see. Yeah, he's gonna run into his
Bang!
guard.
Oh, that hurt.
Still getting in the end zone. Not a problem. All right, 13-13 game.
There's no reason why this game should be 13-13. Absolutely not.
There he goes again.
There you go.
He will knock back now.
Yeah, that's good force.
He ain't got no problem with that. He's gonna make that ball go back inside.
Get out there. Yep. Almost got hooked.
Yeah.
But the running back didn't want to press it.
And that's something, you're gonna have to be aware of. Oh, okay, coming off the edge. I like it. Something you go ahead and so this is I'll stop. I won't worry about that. Something you were saying that, he's got that little bit of rush ability to him. And you could see it on this play. You could see it almost on that other play where, the tight end leaked out. He kind of lost his footing, but he was trying to turn the corner. But you can see him turn here. Come with that outside arm and almost knock that ball out.
He's got the technique, Round. Get around here. Get off me.
Yeah, go for the ball. I like it. So he's got some juice coming off the edge for sure. You get
so 12 is Venable, by the way.
Okay. I knew there was a Venables out there somewhere. But see, we ain't been saying them about him, so.
Well, I
don't even know if
we'll get to him.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, he's out there.
Yeah, he's been the little spy nickel guy who comes in from time to time.
Okay. Yeah, I knew he had a kid on the D. I couldn't remember what his number was.
It's like 5'9".
Hey, you know who my daddy is?
Did he play college football? Look at it.
It's how you kind of established yourself there too a little bit. If you can get your kid and he's not like, a dude, you can get him on the defense. Yeah, you kind of a little track record there. Because they won some championships, they won some natties now. Back when when Deshaun was there,
because talent.
Yeah, they had some talent now. There you go, just shadowing a little bit. I mean, receiver didn't give him a whole lot, but he's where he's supposed to be.
Yeah,
because we've seen it go the other way, where you get this kind of thing and people are jumping and running out of there and
got lost in the sauce somewhere.
Yeah, see, like here, good. Sit down on it. Simple stuff, ain't nothing complicated. But like you said, just doing what you're supposed to do, being where you're supposed to be. And what happens? Another sack.
No,
it ain't complicated. It doesn't have to be. Okay.
He can't be stopped. If he gets his hand usage consistent off the edge,
because
he hard to block.
He can get off the ball now. And he can turn the corner.
He's not afraid to hit you. Not afraid to get mixed up in it.
Like Harbaugh said, he's a missile, and you can see that. I mean, he's coming in there to strike. Football. Yeah, he's coming in there to strike people when he sees the ball. Look at that finish on top. I like the finish on this because, I mean, you run into that guy and kind of stop his momentum, hold him up. Ref's going to blow the whistle. He's like, no. Putting you on your back.
I got you backed up too. Yeah.
I'm going to drive you into the ground. Because it's almost like you said. Like you said, he's kind of the tone setter out there. So it's kind of like after that last series, like, nah, that's not what we doing out here. Here's what we're doing. See, here's what we're doing.
Oh, see, here's a example. He wanted to. He great rush. Everything is great. Gets inside. He's ready to rock and roll. At the moment of contact with the running back, don't go that way. That's where you take the running back. You put your helmet through his chest, the quarterback. He's in a full tilt. Just run him over.
Because he basically
inside too.
He kind of takes an edge on him.
Didn't have to.
It's like just go through him. You're already coming with full. Just run through him.
That running back wanted no parts of you. He took 2 steps.
Yeah, I mean he knows.
He barely got out of the end zone.
He knows what he's supposed to do, but he's like, I ain't really feeling this.
This missile.
Yeah, because look, he have his hands ready enough. He just like stepped up and was like, all right, I'm just gonna take a charge.
He gave him a shoulder check. Yeah.
Take a charge. Make sure I'm outside the circle. Yeah, could have been his sack, could have been Trenton's sack, but he knows it.
He knows. There you go. He knew. He knew he should have stayed inside. Yeah, he would have had a safety. Now we're going to drop major coverage and not bite.
He said easy to do because you got routes crossing and things breaking in front of you. Easy to take that cheese. But he did not.
But he's got to get help from his middle linebacker. Oh, no, they ran that stupid 3 under. Oh, Jesus. They're ugly head. 3 over, pressure. 2 under. Oh, my God. Yeah.
It's the hot. Yep, here it comes.
And then you're bringing some dude from depth?
Yep. That's it. This is the one he was talking about. This is probably, it might not be Texas, but it's inside, so it might have another Midwestern state name. But
you're bringing a safety from
look where he's coming from.
Yards deep.
Look where he's coming
from. Never going to get there.
Oh, this is the previous one. We're a little too far. Making somebody else some money.
Blood boil.
Getting somebody else's sack. Let's see if I can get him real quick. Yeah, where's he coming from? This dude. He's coming. And if that's a catch, that's a first down. So, great call, coach.
Why?
Yeah.
That quarterback was like, thank you.
Yeah, that's a catch. That's first down. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure why we're doing. I told you, man, when he was going over that last night in that clinic, I'm like, I don't know why. There we go. He kind of little arm over, right? But
he went inside.
Like you said before, if you're gonna do the 10 Williams, you got to make the play. You got to make the play.
Gotta make.
If you're gonna do that, you shouldn't do that. But if you're gonna do that, what I like to call the 10 Williams, you got to make the play. If you're a C gap, you hey, you gonna go inside. Hey, what Greg Williams used to say, put your testicles in the C gap. And he almost made the play. I mean, he did enough to slow the back down, and then the cavalry came. But NFL, that dude's probably going to run out of that little arm tackle right there. I mean, this dude ran out of it. So surely NFL back's going to run out.
Oh yeah, you're going to get another extra 10 by running over your safety.
Yeah, and then you're going to be getting called over to the sideline because they're going to be like, "What are you doing out there?"
You're going to be paying some fines. Somebody going to be pissed off. They got ear hold.
Yeah. You jumping inside? What are we doing? I do see a little bit of rusher in him. Like I'm like, okay, he's got get off, and he's fast. We already know that.
Yeah, he's got good hand uses when he wants to.
Yeah, when he wants to. See, like a little double swipe. I'm like, okay.
When he gets a little mad, he catches his breath. He's in it. Him in space. Oh, he's backpedaling too? Like what?
I can backpedal. You think I can't backpedal? Look at these feet. He said, "Watch these feet."
What linebacker can backpedal?
Yeah, like he doing DB drills. Look at it.
Yeah. Jeez.
Look smooth with it.
Very smooth. You made
Drop
the
8.
comparison earlier.
Drop 8. Your favorite, drop 8.
Yeah, jeez. Oh. You made the comparison earlier to the dude from Seattle.
Oh, old school, yeah. But it's body type. Cam Chancellor. Body type, right?
Not only body type, but say this dude came out in that time. He'd be a strong safety in the league.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what those guys were. 6'2", 225, 230. That's what those
Come
dudes
downhill,
were.
smacking running backs for no reason.
Yeah, that's what those dudes were back then.
And now you got a bunch of, now you call them tweeners.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, look, look, you didn't know how close you were. Cam was 6'3", 231. So I mean, like almost the same body. And he ran a 4.62. This guy runs 4.43.
and he plays at a 4. Is it a 4?
He plays 4.4. So you're right. If he had played back when Cam came out, he'd be a safety. He'd be a strong safety.
Be a strong safety. He'd be a dog.
And they'd be talking crazy about him. It's like, this dude run 4.4. They'd be out of their minds about this dude.
He'd be a second-round pick. Top of the draft, second-round pick.
Because they did, those guys were bigger bodies back then, but they were running like Cam. They was running 4.5s and 4.6s. They were running no 4.4s. You was a special dude if you running 4.4. And play like 4.4. That's the key. A lot of people can run it, but you gotta play like it.
Zay out here dotting up these corners. He made that dude spin around. Like, nope.
Yeah,
that's
and
fine.
that's a dude who got
how bad my quarterback is.
And that's a dude, Andrew Booth, 23. He got drafted by the Vikings. I don't remember. I might have been second round last year. So this ain't Johnny Nobody out there, but Zay giving him work.
Serious work.
That's what Zay does, man. Crazy work. Like LaShawn McCoy say. Give him crazy work.
You give that man a deep out and the quarterback gets protection, that's easy.
Yeah. Hey, like we used to say all the time back in the day, right? We came over from Tennessee. Mason. Couldn't cover it.
Can't cover it.
Back, that deep out, can't cover it. And he ain't running
Joe's
by
arm.
nobody. But that thing was money. And now you ask somebody with speed like Zay who actually can run by people, so they're going to back up. You can snap that thing off in front of them all day.
I think it's so funny how they always say Joe didn't have weapons when he played. That man had Todd Heap and Derek Mason on the same squad.
Well, you get into that conversation nowadays, and people automatically go to like the top of the top. You gotta, current guys, right? Well, he ain't had no weapons. Well, yeah, how many people got a Justin Jefferson, a Jamar Chase, Cooper Kupp? I mean, everybody ain't got one of them. You know what I mean? Now, that doesn't mean that you don't have weapons. You just don't have that guy per se.
Yeah.
But those are special dudes, right? But you got guys who can get open, who can catch the ball, who can make plays. It's just different. Okay, this should be okay. Got the ball off. I was like, that's unblocked. You're not gonna block him?
No, I don't got time to block him.
Clean run through.
But here we are with a 2 under, and there's thank you.
Hey. OC starting to get a little He could have had him right there too if he threw it 10 feet in the air.
He came right back to the same play.
Yeah, came right back to it. Say, okay, this is what y'all doing.
Okay, bet.
Yeah, there it is.
What I'm about to do
0. We're gonna do 0.
Where's the tight end? Why is the tight end bringing the other dude over? Don't drift.
0. But like we talked about this before, there's certain DCs that this is it. When their back is up against the wall, they go into what they know. This dude looks like he's gonna go to pressure. I'm going 0.
I mean, I'll do the same thing when I need to, but they're driving 9.
Yeah, they're driving. We're up 6. It's in the 4th.
Why are you panicking?
Yeah, is it because your rush can't get home? I mean,
you don't need the panic right there.
Nah, we putting up our hands like we stopped them, and they did. I guess they stopped them on that one. They did. They got off the field. Here you go. That same route. We're gonna go back to it.
Deep out. I was watching highlights of Des Bryant and Josh Norman. Mm-hmm. This gives me flashbacks of that. They out here just put him in the cycle.
Yep, put him in the blender. Look at him. Open up. Nope. Snap him off.
Yeah.
Then you gotta make him tackle. He stepped out of bounds, but look at the corner. Corner looking like, what you want me to do?
You ain't getting pressure. Nothing. 3-man rush.
Y'all got me out here stank.
That's how Wink would set you up right there. That's a Wink special.
Like, y'all come out here and try to guard this little dude. Well, we know he can do that. Cover ground.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna go sideline to sideline. Yeah, that ain't no problem. There he is, kind of in that middle of the field deal again.
15. Like, why do we have 2 spies and no one's covering the running back?
And I tell you, when he does hit people though, they're going.
They go backwards.
Yeah, they're going. He don't just like lay nobody down.
He's the most violent guy on the field.
Because this could have just been a push, but no, I'm launching myself into your
absolutely
body.
Not. You give me a reason to smack you, I'm gonna smack you.
Yeah, launching myself into your body. See, and you can see on this drive, you see 23, he getting salty. It's all Zay. They're not going to nobody else. Zay's just working this dude. He is incomplete. Nah, it ain't incomplete. Just working him. That's what was impressive because they didn't have anybody else, and everybody knew the ball was going to him, and he was still doing his thing.
And they just gave him a playoff. Just throw it to the running back.
Just let him catch his breath. Let him catch his breath. We're coming right back. We'll check down. Let him catch his breath. We coming back. Is BC gonna come down and pull this thing out? I don't think they do, but
Six don't have that moxie, They're leaving people nude. Russian 3, like who can?
See, that's what I'm saying. It did. So we're gonna go 0, and then we come down. We drop an 8. I mean, what?
We've dropped 8 the last 4 plays.
8, and this dude is like wide open, catching 10-yard outs. So
why do you keep backing up? You're gonna rush 3? No, we're gonna bring 6 and not. Nope, 3 again.
It's like he doesn't know what to do. It's like he doesn't know what to do. He's like reaching for like calls. Like, well, what am I supposed to?
He's scared. This is what scared defensive coordinators. No, this is what scared defensive coordinators do. Instead of staying in your game plan and continuing to do that, you decide I'm gonna make him beat me. Well, so a lot of these dudes will.
Oh no.
And then the center does that.
Yeah. I mean, we giving ourselves a chance. It was only 2nd and 10. And then this happens.
Wow.
That's on the quarterback though, right? That's like that didn't look like a terrible snap.
It was hard and low. It's not where you're looking for it.
Yeah. It was
That's
hard.
down by his left hand. If it was down by his right hand, he probably makes his pick.
I mean, it's a little low, a little outside. Yeah,
That's
true.
hard.
Well, that's a problem. Game over. Ball game. Ball game. All right. So that was 2021. We said we do Notre Dame. I don't think this one is as long. Oh, wait a minute. We want to take this one out, so we'll probably be able to get through this one a little quicker. But you got to see a little bit of 2021, how he was everywhere, doing a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to, I thought, just in that, a little glimpse of what he was good at, and where he kind of can work on some stuff. So, and immediately you kind of see right off the bat in 22. A little bit of a different alignment. We tucked in there a little bit.
Love it.
And you can see he just looks. I mean, I remember why I did watch this one. I remember this one. He just looks uncomfortable or unsure, just like a little uncertain about what you didn't see in that last game. He looked very, very sure.
It's a different vibe inside. I don't think people understand that.
Things are happening a lot faster. Things are happening a lot faster up in there.
Well, there's 300-pound bodies switching places.
Yeah, because that's something you just
automatically.
What we were talking about, like when you're outside, like where he was before, you've got time and space. Mm-hmm. When you're 4 yards off the ball inside, I mean, there ain't no time.
No,
there really ain't no space. Yeah, there really ain't no space. It's happening right now, and you got to know what it is. So, and I don't give him a hard time. I'm not trying, because I mean, we could see 2021, he probably didn't do a ton of this. And so now he's being asked to do it in 22. And right there, we know that's a part of his game. He even showed that in 21. Like he'll go up in there and he'll run up on somebody. No problem with that. Not like that. Picking up that little over, staying with it.
Yeah. I wish he wouldn't take the false steps.
I know he's reacting to everything. I mean, there's not even a token fake, and he.
Yeah, that was a lot of what you saw in 2022. Was him taking a lot of false steps.
Yeah, because again, like I said, he just seems uncertain. He just seems unsure about what he's seeing. He's seeing too much, I think. Here we go. Yeah, no, you're not getting around the edge. That's not. No.
I don't care if he is blocked.
Look what he's doing to Mayer.
He just manhandled it. He just manhandled it tight end.
Just get off me. Get off me.
There's your number in a lot of people's eyes, the number one tight end. Yeah, that just can't happen on the corner.
What's this? Look at this. Get off me. And that was my thing about Mayer. Like, no knock on him. He's a good player, but I was like, I don't see first round. I don't know about that. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Solid type dude. You see tight ends like that go second, third round, but I was like, they talking about this dude being the first one drafted. I don't know about that. Not just because of that play. Just I watched him like a couple times because I was just trying to figure it out. I was like, I don't really see it like that. Like I said, not a bad player. I'm not saying he's bad, but
Mr. Simpson is a good looper.
Yeah, looping. There's the length again.
His length is going to be huge. Him and Hamilton coming off the outside edges sometimes together.
Just shutting down windows, throwing lanes. Ain't nowhere for the ball to go. And once that ball start getting tipped, anything can happen.
He wasn't in the game on this one.
Yeah,
it's 42 doing 42.
Gotta get these other guys in there for some reason. Yeah, a lot more kind of line movement and stunting.
A lot of it.
22 with these.
A lot of moving forward for no reason. Yeah, because they knew their D line was
garbage.
Not going to be very good. Yeah.
And you got
Like,
two dudes who's supposed to be, like I said, Breeze and Miles Murphy. You got some dudes. Murphy went in the first round. I think the Bengals took him at the end of the first round. I think Breeze did too. There he is again, just violating the tight end.
just mean mugging him. Like, get off me, bro.
See, to me, that's the mindset that I want to see. That's exactly what I want to see. Look, you're going to try to block me with a tight end? You have lost your damn mind.
Lost.
These guys ain't blocking. Yeah, these guys ain't blocking me. You better send a tackle or a guard out here. This ain't it. Yeah, I mean this
ain't it, bro.
This is disrespectful. These tight ends. You saw what I did to your main, like your number one dude. You saw how I treated him. Now you're gonna try to send the backup out?
Yeah,
come on.
I was gonna say earlier that the league still find that one tight end that went in the draft for Notre Dame a couple years ago.
Which one Cole is that? Something. They've had a bunch. Komet. Yeah, he out there.
Yeah, Cole Komet. Everybody was just fascinated with him. He hadn't done nothing.
Somebody was talking about that with Mayer, just because they were looking at Notre Dame tight ends. I forgot how many years in a row they've had a tight end get drafted. It's been a while. Because you think about it, I mean, they've had a good run of it, is what I'm saying. You think about Komet, you think about Tyler Eifert. I know I'm blanking on a bunch of other dudes, but they've had like a bunch of dudes come out and get drafted.
They haven't been very good in the league.
No. Eifert was okay.
And this goes back to my I will come clean about this, but I have a bias against Notre Dame.
Yeah, I know. You told me. I know about it.
I
don't believe it.
I don't trust anything that comes out of that program. I just don't.
What's funny about that? It's ironic you say that. I was reading this thing. There's this guy named Bob McGinn. He's been a reporter for a long time. He does a series every year, this draft series, where he talks to scouts, right? And they give like opinions on different players. It's anonymous now. But just think about this. It wasn't even that long ago. 2015, they used to put their names in there. Like the scout would put their name and then say stuff about players. And he did this one this year where they talked about Clemson players. And they said, soft. Ain't none of them coming out of there any good. I was like, wow, that's strong.
Well, didn't like 2 years ago they lost their best recruiter?
You think about Dexter Lawrence, think about Christian Wilkins. Like, they got some dudes that came out of there. Deshaun, whatever you think about him off the field, but when he was on the field, but they just said
what happened?
They don't trust him. They lost a recruiter.
What happened? Besides losing probably their best recruiter, North Carolina got Mac Brown back.
Yeah. Well, and we know he can recruit.
And he stood ducks in that D line, waiting to wake up.
I had just never heard that before, so it was interesting to read that article and like 3 or 4 scouts talking about, I don't trust nothing that come out of Clemson. That's what made me think about it when you were talking about Notre Dame.
I don't trust nothing.
Now they playing each other. You don't trust nothing coming out.
I barely trust anything about Ohio State these days.
Well, if it's a wide receiver, that's been pretty good.
Yeah. I know everybody's still waiting. I know the cat down in New Orleans. Yeah, everybody's high on him.
Good year. Yeah, Garrett Wilson had a good. You go over 1,000 yards.
Garrett Wilson, sure, okay, but you got to do it on a consistent basis, and these guys are just flashes.
They were rookies.
No, stop.
See if they keep it up. No, I'm just saying they can't do more than what they can do in year 1. We'll see what happens in year 2.
True.
Now if they fall back in year 2, then I'm with you. I hear what you're saying. But for first year to go over a band, both guys, that ain't bad. Yeah. They weren't on the greatest.
Everybody's saying Ohio State. Here's my issue. Everybody says Ohio State churns out talent. Besides Ezekiel Elliott, who's been a stud to come out of Ohio State in the last 8 years?
Oh man, okay, you're gonna put me on the spot. Make me think about it. And so besides Zeke, and we're not talking about those 2 wide receivers because we just talked about them.
Yep.
Damn, that's a good question. I know it's gonna be somebody obvious, and somebody gonna come at us on Twitter and say, "Whoa, you forgot about this."
Please.
But
But when's the last time you saw a dude from
say
Ohio
Chase Young,
State?
but Chase Young been hurt too much. I can't say
There you go.
the corner, Jeff Okuda, that didn't work out at all.
No, their corners
nor
have
did
been
the other
suspect. Their corners have been suspect coming out.
Or did the other dude, Damon Arnett? I mean, I think he out the league because he was talking crazy and flashing guns and stuff. So I think he out the league. We talked about Malik. JK he might be the closest guy that I
might be the closest, but he's been hurt. He got a lot to prove this year.
He's been hurt.
He's running his mouth and hasn't been productive. Well, I didn't get enough carries.
He want that ball because he was like, look, when I came back from my scope, I was doing work. Now I couldn't take it to the house, but I was doing work.
I'm doing work. Yeah, totally. He's got a chance.
20-yard runs. I can't turn them into 40 or 50s right now, but give me, let me get it all the way back. Work through all that scar tissue. You're gonna see something.
That's why I worry about CJ Stroud. Like they had the quarterback situations out of Ohio State and coming into the league has been scary.
Now, see, talk to me about this. Is he jumping around this thing here, or the guy just kind of
he's not getting help from the D line.
Yeah, okay. Because it looks like he
needs to, but then he gets getting pushed out of the hole. So yeah, because he's got 6 outside of him. He needs to stay square in the gap.
Yeah, we've seen that a couple times, even as a rusher. Like you say, sometimes he's trying to work an edge on a guy, and it's like, just go front that dude up.
And here's where, when you don't play a lot of inside linebacker, you get caught in these situations.
Yeah.
The tight end blocking down on you. Because that's a hard block to defend. That's a hard block for a linebacker to work through in the first place. Because he's got a natural angle on you.
Yep.
But he kind of gave himself up a little bit because he followed the tight end down on the block.
Yeah.
Instead of just staying outside the whole time. Yeah.
Gets off of him better than we'd seen in some other situations. Like gets off of him quick.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Which, some of that 2021, we saw he'd kind of stick on that a little bit longer. But there's a lot of coming forward without seemingly really knowing where he wants to go.
Yeah.
We're just coming forward.
And this is inexperience. It's kind of that Queen feel.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to move forward and I'm going to figure it out after that. Now, they also could be blitzing and stunting, which it looks like they were stunting on this.
They are right here. Yeah. They definitely are right here.
So, yeah. Oh, my Lord. But you got to be better in the hole.
Yeah, you can't
come through. A little more of a stud. Like you got to be a little more physical in the hole.
You can't come through, open up your chest like that. Let that guy just wash you out of there.
Take your soul.
Yeah, which is usually not his thing. We've not seen a lot of that. Normally, if he coming in there, he the one delivering the blow.
Well, that's why you don't want to stunt. You take away the
try to chicken wing
your best. You give away your best advantage as a D. You're stunting all the time.
Yeah, see,
you make the offensive line. Yeah, you make the offensive line job easy.
Another one of them 6-man pressures. They were a big fan of those. I guess they were good for them in some ways, but it ain't look good here. Because now this is a little bit different than 21 and a little bit different than what BC was doing. I mean, Notre Dame, they're trying to run this thing down your
throat.
Yeah,
they're using this gap. They're using this gap slip scheme up front. Oh, they just murdering Clemson.
Yeah, they having some success with it too, because you're seeing guys get out of position and they're jumping around. And now some of that is the call, like you said, they're slanting and stunting.
This is true duo kind of pass blocking the run block.
Yeah,
you're literally just waiting. Yep, just
take whoever shows up.
Space, you take it. Yep, and runbacks just has to be patient and wait. Wait.
Like 4 or 5 runs in a row.
Yeah,
think about that.
They found something. That's why he's not in the game right now. They brought 42 in.
These boys are late. And they helping us out because they jumping all around. Like you told me before, at some point you run out of tricks. And you just gotta play ball.
No, they ain't trying to make them play ball.
Yeah. All them tricks. You know what I'm saying? Tricks are for kids.
Ooh, and that's the truth. Knock yourself out of a trick.
Yeah, tricks are for kids. We just gonna line up and run this thing right at you.
I know what's wrong with it. Ain't got no gas in it.
Here we go. And they finally drop back to pass, but it turns into a run. He starts scrambling. He's still bringing people.
Not a fan of zero. I'll tell you that much. Just not a fan.
This old Barrett Carter. Here we go. No, they run fake. Play fake. I'm sorry. Thought they had something. They're like, we gonna shut this run down. Nah, we out of here.
Jesus. That's zero IQ as a DN. Like, unless once again that's a call, so they're for no reason trying to sell out. This is what happens.
And now we score. Quarterback run game.
42. Where you going? 42. Where you going? Where you going, bro?
Yeah, it's almost cheating, and everybody does it now. You don't even have to have like a Lamar Jackson type of guy. He just got to be able to move a little bit because nobody accounts for
him. No, but that's the thing now. If he reads his key, block down, block, guy pulling.
Yeah, he would have accounted for him, but
yep,
he looking in the cookie, in the cookie jar.
Here we go again in the cookie jar. That's just not where he belongs.
Mm-mm. Yeah, I don't like it in there. I don't. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like it in there.
Good football player. He's just that's not his deal.
Mm-mm. Nah, I know he said he thinks that's where he's best at, but I don't know, man. Nah, when he's on that edge, when he's on that edge,
baller. I get why the Ravens love him when he's out on the edge.
Yeah, I like that now.
And he's questionable.
But trying to fit gaps inside, that ain't.
There he did a good job. He spilled it to Trotter, who he's gonna wrap up, but he's what he was a freshman?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, he's gonna be a stud duck.
Let me double check. Was he a freshman?
I can see the Ravens already tapping him on the shoulder like you want to be the replacement for Roquan?
No, he's a sophomore. He's a sophomore, 22.
Big year for him.
Yep. Well, they've said they think. I mean, of course, they would say this that they're going to have the best linebacker group in the country. We'll see.
Well, that should not include 42.
Oh, man. Is he? What year is he? Let me see. That is Levante Bentley. Oh, yeah. He's the transfer. He came from Colorado. He got
ran out of Colorado? Okay.
Yeah, he came. So he transferred way before the Dion thing. He transferred. Oh no! It went the other way. My fault. He was at Clemson. He just transferred to Colorado. My fault. He went
really.
Yeah, he went the other way.
Interesting.
Yeah,
he had been. Dion's gonna appreciate that linebacker unless they're gonna change the way he's playing.
He had been at Clemson since 2019. So yeah, my bad. He's going.
Well, he probably transferred because he don't play anymore.
Well, they heard, we're gonna have the best linebacker group in the country. And he was like, oh. Which is something That
You
something.
just got to squeeze down more. Got to keep coming.
Yeah.
Just
See, earlier in the game, we saw a little bit more using the hands on these tight ends. This one, he kind of just tried to run into him. Oh,
and I don't think he saw that the tight end was pulling.
See it.
Saw it late.
It's tough when you get. I mean, we've seen it for a couple of years with the Ravens, right? When they're on offense, it's tough, man. When somebody running at you and you can't do nothing about it.
Nothing. Oh my God.
It is tough.
I remember there were certain games where it just like I remember one time we played Villanova at Villanova. This was after Westbrook. He ran over us, but that was a different story. But one game, Villanova just ran power. They were just getting 3 yards of carry. And it was just nothing we could do about it. 3 yards carry, 3 yards of carry. It would be 3rd and 4, and the quarterback, he was did the short pass, and he just dot us up, get 5, and it was just we watched. It was a boring football game to watch, but they were just getting 10 yards. Like they would go for like 15 play drives, and not a play longer than like 8 yards.
Like, that's just demoralizing. Like you can't.
Oh, it's brutal.
Get off the field. You can't get off the field.
You can't get off the field. They're always in 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3. You're just like, ugh.
I mean,
look at do something special, and you couldn't do it.
Running through tackles. I mean, they're still stunting. You can see he's like grasping at stuff to try to find ways to stop the run, and that should have been a play. But this guy's running through tackles. Yeah, Trotter knows it. He knows he should have had him.
And Simpson gave himself up for him to make the play.
Yeah, that was you got to make that.
That's what it's designed for.
Yeah.
I get the stunting every once in a while, but you just can't get in the rhythm of doing it consistently in a game because offensive coordinators will just eat you alive.
Yeah, it can't be like you can't be majoring in it. We use a little sprinkle here or there, but
once a quarter.
When that's your answer to like, okay, when they start doing this, here's what we're gonna do. Then they're gonna hit you up. Yeah, they're gonna hit you up. Got to pick up the back here. Not easy to change direction on that. That ain't easy. And he might have overplayed it just a little bit, but he had a little help inside. This guy comes down, helps him out.
The quarterback's got to be so much better with this throw.
That's one of those. Just throw it up. Throw it.
The defender can't see it. Just put it on his back and make the tight end go make a good play. Good scrape. Good. Like every once in a while he'll flash in there. When he's protected. No, when he's protected, he's a stud.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of linebackers. But
sure.
He's not when you're protected, you can run around a little bit and you don't have to deal with some crazy people in front of you. Yeah. The world is so much better. Oh, that's
yeah.
Jeez. Where you coming from, bro?
You gonna come out of nowhere.
Like what?
Here he comes. Here he goes. Bang! He wasn't even in the shot. He wasn't even in the screen. He
24 was on a mission.
I'm hitting this dude. Where's that energy right now? Keep that same energy when this dude's running over people on the goal line.
That's a stud right there.
They have 21
for Notre Dame.
28-7. Ooh, the running back. Look at this. They're just gashing. It's just gashing them. At this point.
Now we're doing run throughs on run blitzes. Yeah, we're just gonna get gashed.
We've checked out. Yeah, we've checked out. It's 28-7. We're in the 4th quarter.
And we're just blitzing and cross dogging, and they just run it right down.
We ain't got nothing else. We ain't got nothing else.
Your D-line getting whooped. They got 3 tight ends on the field now. Just to say, you know what?
It's gonna mash you. We just gonna mash you.
physically just pound you.
Yeah. Look at them. They just gonna keep doing it. They just gonna keep cross dogging. This is you get to this is just a manhood issue here at this point. Like what?
Right. Like this is a point where coach stop. Just put us in base and just let us like have some dignity and some respect leaving this football game because y'all just making us look stupid. Kind of like wink.
Yeah. All of these cross dogs and all this stunting. It's come on.
I mean, it's still in my mind how you gonna put a corner out there hadn't played in 6 weeks, just came off an IR.
You'll never forget. You'll never forget that moment.
I think I
almost cost them that game. They almost lost that game because of that.
I literally felt like I texted you and said Wink needs to be fired after that.
Yeah,
play.
you did. You said right now.
Right I think Harbaugh
in the game.
I think Harbaugh even came out and said something after that game too.
Yeah, remember
sometimes we need to do something different.
Yeah, he said we went to the well one too many times. He knew it.
Oh man.
Because normally, he don't really hang his coaches out like that. But he's like, nah, we went to the well one too many times. Now they got lucky and they were able to come back and get a score and win. But here we go. See, now he'll be able to point to this. He'll use this clip. Say, see, we got home. See, when we're good, this is what we can do. Yeah, okay. Hey, don't be throwing people down now. It's too late for that.
Because your offense has been horrible all night.
Yeah, they didn't have that guy. He ended up transferring to Oregon State. DJ, I can't pronounce his last name. Ungalele.
Well, they set him up for failure because they kept talking about the backup, and he wasn't very good anyway.
Well, DJ said, "I'm out of here. Now y'all can have him. Y'all want him?
You.
Yeah, y'all want him?
You can take your Bible thumping quarterback and your Bible thumping head coach, and y'all go be happy together."
Dabo's kind of guy. Look at this. Look at 7. Man, he just sitting there bouncing off of people. Pinballing
boulder.
Yeah, there ain't a whole lot of wiggle with him. He just
no
running straight through people.
I don't know about you, but the tape's kind of a little windy on my side.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it might be I got the hard wire plugged in, but it, after 11,
buffered out. We could probably. I mean, it's
the
end of
we're
the
good.
Game.
I mean, this is over. There ain't nothing else going on here. Okay, so we got 2 good looks, 2 different looks, but 2 good looks at Trenton Simpson, and like I was saying when we switched over from the 21 to the 22, some things he's good at, like already right now, and some things where he can improve. But I think we both kind of came away feeling like, man, when this guy is on the edge or in some space, you see it. The inside stuff is still work in progress.
Yeah, and I'm not saying he's horrible inside. It's just not where he belongs right now. If he wants to be an inside guy, he's going to have to put on 10, 15 pounds. Then he's going to lose a little bit of that cover speed that we love.
Yeah.
So where is that having me? The Ravens are going to figure it out. See where it is. Right now, the way I feel like it's being set up, 1 or 2 things are going to happen. Either A, Hamilton's a strong safety, and this guy's going to start where Hamilton was, or Hamilton's going to stay, and Stevens is going to be your starting strong safety.
Yeah, and they
1 or 2 things are going to start.
And then they kind of just work Simpson into like some packages.
Yeah.
Now and then, which I kind of like, because I know you and I have talked about it, and I know I stick on this a little too, probably a little more than I probably should, but I just don't really want to see Hamilton playing back with like any kind of regularity. Every now and then, okay, I get it, but I just like him in that big nickel role, and it doesn't necessarily have to be the nickel, but just where he's underneath. In those underneath zones where he's up and he's a rusher sometimes, a blitzer. I just think that's better for
Absolutely.
him than being on that back end, man.
I mean, think about it. We were talking about this, I think, before the show. Maybe we talked about it briefly on here. But look at what Arizona did to Isaiah Simmons.
Yeah.
They killed that kid's career. because they didn't know what to do with him. They put him deep in the back of the safeties. He had no clue. Then they try to force him into the box, but they didn't really have a box set up for him. Now he's in his 4th year, and they're all like, what do we do with this kid? Well, he's still a stud. You just don't know how to use him.
Yeah. And you can see that transition that they made with Hamilton. I mean, early in the year, they tried to play him like a traditional safety, and it wasn't really working out. And then, I can't remember exactly what game it was, but somewhere along the line, they're like, let's move him in the nickel. Let's kind of use him in this hybrid role and let him do some of the stuff he was doing his last year at Notre Dame, which Notre Dame, that's all he was doing. All he was doing was he was like a curl flat defender. It was like, this is all he was doing. And it's like, you can't throw nothing out there. You can't run out there. You can't throw nothing out there because he's just too big. He's got too much wingspan. He's got too much length. You can't do nothing.
He's smart.
Yeah.
And he's smart about it. He's a smart football player. He understands what's going on around him. He understands who he is. He knows what he's good at.
Yeah.
And I think
that was better tackler than I thought too. As the season went on.
He surprised me towards the end of the year how well he was tackling.
Yeah.
You can tell he worked on it during the season.
Yep. And that's that's credit to him, right? To look at yourself and be like, hey, I gotta get better at this. And they do.
He wasn't bringing his feet to the party. And then all of a sudden, I think game 5 or 6, he started bringing his feet to the party.
Yeah, probably, man, maybe a little bit of just that learning curve. Like, okay, that worked in college.
Ain't gonna work here, bro. Ain't gonna work.
These dudes, they're bigger, they're stronger.
I know what's wrong with it. We got no gas in it. It ain't gonna work.
They're not gonna stop their feet on contact. These backs or these ball carriers, they're gonna run through you. So he figured that out. So yeah, I hope that they keep him in that role. I mean, they'll probably use him in some different spots here and there because he's smart enough, he's athletic enough to do it. But I think you've already got like your back end eraser, right? That's Marcus Williams. We know that's what he is. So if you want to play Hamilton some snaps as strong safety and have him be like a robber, lurk type guy, that's cool. I'm okay with that. 10, 15 yards. Okay. I'm good. But anything like, trying to get to a deep half or I'm not
unnecessary.
Not a big fan. Unnecessary. Definitely playing in the post. I'm not. I think, I get it. I get why some people like it because they're like, well, look, you got somebody with that kind of size back there. I'm like, yeah, but he got to be able to get to the ball. And, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different when you got that kind of space to cover. And Marcus Williams, he's just a natural back there. He's like a center fielder, picking the ball off, off the bat.
Just look at the Miami game, and it's just like, you're just not going to be a safety.
Mm-mm. Not like that. Yeah, not that kind. Nah, not that kind. So I don't expect that Mike McDonald would do that because I feel like he learned a lot last year, and you could see it as the year went on, how he kind of was changing his calls. He was, getting guys in different spots. Like he learned, like, okay, here's what these guys do well. Here are the calls that they play well. And, he learned and he evolved as the year went on, which was great because, he could have been stubborn and been like, nah, we're going to do this. You guys need to get, and that wasn't working. So good for him. Right. But yeah, it's going to be cool to see what they can do with this young man because you see all of the athleticism and, some of the flashes of things that he can do. I mean, we saw some of those plays when he was rushing and it's like, oh, this guy, he got a little juice coming off the edge too, or even coming through an inside gap too. But like you said, just square people up and run through them. And you're going to be good to go. You're going to be good to go. So, hey, it was cool. It was cool getting back in the saddle. It's been a while. Little film session here. We'll see what happens going forward. I'm not going to make no promises. But until they get back into like regular stuff, like we're in the training camp and preseason and stuff like that. Before all of that, we'll see what happens if we jump back in and do some more of this stuff or talk about whatever, because it is important. I've learned this now, and I mean you've probably seen it too over the last 2 years that we've done this, especially last year when we started doing it seriously. it's important to take some time off when you can take some time off. Because once the season starts
Absolutely.
cranking, it's every week.
Every
It's every week. It's every week. And it's a lot. So when you got this kind of slow period, kind of down period, I know in this game it's all about content, and people always want to see stuff. You got to put out content, but we ain't really. That's a different game. We're not playing that game. There are people that are, and more power to them. That's their thing. But we're not playing that game. So we'll see.
We will see
when we're back on
in the
this
meantime.
thing. But, yeah, we're gonna get out of here. Appreciate everybody. We'll retweet this, and I'll drop the link to the on the YouTube channel where you can watch it back if you weren't able to catch it live, and we go from there.
Warriors up 30.
Oof! Wow. 30. 3-0.
3-0.
Ouch.
That's
how much time left? Where they at?
9 minutes in the fourth.
Ooh,
I mean, it's 114. They could get to about 130 before this night's over.
Hey, when they get cooking, watch out.
But LA did what they wanted to do. They got one.
Yeah. What they say, right? It doesn't start until after game 2. You know what I'm saying? Until the first game on the road that you win.
Yeah, and Anthony Davis was horrible tonight. Only had 11 points. There it is. That's the difference right there.
Well, hey, we can get out of here. So y'all can check out the end of that if you want to. Doesn't sound like you'd want to, but if you want to, you can. And we'll get up with y'all next time. Y'all be good. Take care, everybody.